We can create a remarkable culture in our families just like we can in organizations. It's the same three elements that we want to have in our family culture that we would have in organizational culture. So the first of those elements is a meaningful purpose. Well, what is a purpose? A purpose is our why. We could have an individual purpose. We certainly have purposes within our organizations of why they exist. Well, there's a reason why our family exists too. Other than the fact that we're blood relatives, we can choose for ourselves a why for our being. Secondly, remarkable cultures have a challenging mission. And this mission can change during different times, different seasons of life. A mission is a goal that everyone rallies around. So for a family mission, it's something everybody agrees to and rallies around to achieve. And once they've achieved it, they move on to a new mission. The third element of remarkable culture is core values, demonstrated core values. These are beliefs that as a family we hold most dear. We decide how we're going to behave to demonstrate those values, and that's how we live our lives. You know, I came across a family, I watched them, and there was no doubt that this family had an intentional, remarkable culture within their family. They have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl, and I know one thing is that they have a meaningful purpose. And that purpose is simply this, to serve. They serve each other, they serve their extended family, they serve in their community. They serve wherever they are, whatever they're doing, that's their purpose, is to serve. Secondly, they created a challenging mission. Now, it changed over time. I know that they had some physical feats they wanted to do as a family, like climb Mount Hood, for example. But they had one that lasted, probably a decade. They had decided that they wanted their children, or as a family, their children would all earn college scholarships. As a family of 4 or 6 with 4 children, it was really important that they earned a scholarship. So they made that their mission for one season. And lastly, they had core values that matched their purpose and mission. Their first core value was that of being physically healthy. So how did they go about that? Well, one thing they did is they ran together as a family every morning before school. You know, the rest of us were just trying to get the kids out the door and make the bus on time and get ourselves ready for wherever we needed to go, and they were out running together as a family of 6. They would go to the supermarket together and pick out healthy food and go home and cook it together. And they engaged in outdoor activities as a family. The kids played multiple sports. They made being physically healthy one of their core values. Their second core value was to be lifelong learners. So when the children were young, well, when they were really little, of course, their parents read to them all the time to help their learning ability. But as they grew, they had reading time in their family. So during the summer, when everyone else was headed back to the swimming pool after lunch, these kids would spend an hour reading after lunch every day. And they grew to have a great love of reading through doing that. When the rest of us were headed on vacation to the beach, this family, they were headed off to some historical place or museums, science museums and art museums and natural history museums, always trying to learn something. It matched their core values, the way they lived their life. Their third core value was to be loyal. Be loyal to everyone in the family. Don't talk disparagingly about my mom or dad or about my siblings outside the family, and work out our disagreements within the family. Well, it's interesting. A few years ago, this family achieved their challenging mission. All 4 children did receive a scholarship. In fact, all 4 children received appointments to the U.S. service academies, Army, Navy, and Air Force. And you know, when you think about it, it really fit their family that they would end up in those types of professions, because their purpose as a family was to serve. And their core values were to be physically healthy and fit, and to be lifelong learners, and to be loyal. So it all matched together. And this is an example of creating a remarkable culture within a family, which is something we all can do.